Hey guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and if you are here, that means you are ready for some Sarah Boone's shenanigans. It is a Friday. I am in full fuck deficit, if you will. I have had to deal with school shenanigans. I don't know what I did to my youngest two boys' principals to give her such a hate eggplant boner for me, but it is on like Donkey Kong, ma'am. So, uh, game on. And, yeah, I am in full F deficit, so I have no Fs to give, so why not deal with another whiny woman with a bad haircut that I can't call the C word because apparently it's bad manners. Any hoozles. Howdy. How is your day going, y'all? I hope that you are having a better day, and I hope that you take time to remember that, maybe the killdozer guy had it right, and we should erect a national monument to him and all take up welding, allegedly in Minecraft. Your Honor, I have fulfilled all of my legal and I am not a legal person, nor do I have any life advice to give you, other than to take up a skill, perhaps welding, crafting, any sort of thing that will keep your hands busy so, no idle hands. But let's get into this obvious dumpster fire train wreck of a woman's letter. I don't believe that's besmirchment, but if so, this is only my opinion, and I am a Mo on the internet. And you came here for, shenanigans and alleged chicanery and hilarity. So let's see what this woman has communicated in her latest missive to the judge and humanity. By the way, BTW, um, Miss Sarah Boone, I am still waiting for my cut for, uh, you know, my shenanigans money. Uh, I have neither been named in the RICO filing for all of my Sarah Boone money, nor have I received my Sarah Boone money. So I feel a little bit like, is there a class action lawsuit I should join to get all of my money? Asking for a friend because I was promised, internet millions. So asking and all the fame, you know, because you was supposed to make me famous. All right, August the 2nd, 2023. Judge Wayne C. Wooten. You know she was trying to find his middle name because she was going to do the mom thing, when she could remember she was a mama, when she wasn't drunk. P.O. Box 4934. Thank God he has a P.O. box. And thank God she's not feral because she doesn't know his like address, blood type, last four of his social, grandma's maiden name, phenotype. Orlando, Florida. We're not gonna, like, dox a zip code, nor are we gonna say the case number because, like I said, full F deficit today, just not even in the y'all. Done ticked off one crazy mama who cosplays as redhead. Just saying. Honorable Judge Wayne C. Booten, comma, please see the included letter I received from my investigator communicating with me to provide an update on why we have been unable to meet since our last uneventful meeting with my attorney, Frank Bankowitz, on May 18th, 2023. My investigator also has not been able to make contact. Y'all, her lawyer is probably in protective custody. Do you wanna hang out with Sarah? Because God knows I'd be hiding. I'd have a fake mustache, I'd put on glass hell, I'd dye my hair brown. Even though I like the red, I'd dye it brown, like mousy brown too, not even with dimensions or anything. Okay, maybe a little dimension, but still. Would you want to be in the same room with this woman talking about how it wasn't intentional and they were playing with puzzles? And it was probably one of those puzzles with, like, it was probably an god awful, like, Thomas Kincaid puzzle or something stupid like that, or one of the ones that's boring, just boring. Maybe it was a puzzle of a bunch of liquor bottles. He's trying to stay sober and she's just got booze bottle puzzles. I don't know. On May 18th, oh, sorry. My investigator also hasn't been able to make contact in attempts to move forward and produce very much needed, underlined, and overdue progress in my case. I, as Mr. Bankowitz's clients, cannot communicate with him via phone due to him still not activating one of two numbers he's given that do not work. He keeps giving me different reasons why each time I ask. Dude is not that into you, ma'am. When I was, dating in the early aughts, I mean, not that I dated. Okay, but still, there was this book. It's called "He's Just Not That Into You." Ma'am, I suggest you read it. You've got a lot of free time. Perhaps that work on yourself. You know, if everyone you meet doesn't want to hang out with you, it could be a you problem at some point. It may not be a them problem. It may be a you problem. If everyone around you is an asshole, you could be the asshole, in fact. But I'm just throwing crap out here. I'm a Mo on the internet. This has been ongoing for 13 months and counting. By not activating, he is actively hindering the process, compiling even greater amounts of carryover, and in the meantime, information for review when if we eventually meet in person. Last time the date was 77 days. Prior to that, 80 or 98 days, and 147 days prior to that date. Well, she's counting. I mean, she's picking up new skills. She's obviously not a lawyer because she's able to calculate. I mean, she could go for engineering. She's not very self-aware, so I wouldn't, recommend counseling at any point as a career for her, but, possibly engineering, counting, maybe accounting, you know, maybe she could be an actuary, you know, for insurance, like, the likelihood of going into a suitcase and having a bad end is great. Don't do it. I don't know. With the aforementioned being said, I always love the when I can use aforementioned. I feel very smart and pretentious and, dare I say, highfalutin. Judge Wayne C. Wooten, would you please be gracious enough to communicate with Mr. Binkwitz to supply the requested simple information my investigator needs? Consider ring contact considering the number of days/weeks in between our meetings with him, and we can be working in the meantime. Ma'am, what is he gonna do? Again, the fact pattern in your case. Let's boil it down. Let's make it real, real simple for my naturally blonde hair under this, cosplay redhead. You were either drunk, you can't drink, you don't want to drink. So you're in Schrodinger's drunkenness, where if we observe you in any of these states, you are in fact in that state. So you are either in any of these scenarios drunk, possibly not drunk, or you cannot drink. After puzzles and merriment and watching, trailers of movies, you take a drunk George and you decide either at the top of the stairs or at the bottom of the stairs to play hide and seek, but you are either too drunk or not drunk enough to realize that as the seeker, putting him into the suitcase kind of defeats the entire purpose of putting him in there with the foreknowledge that you put him in there. But I digress. You decide this is a great idea. Now, in scenario 1, we assume that you are sloshed to the gills and possibly on something else because depending on the size of the bottle, you sound super like, "This is how you feel when you shook me," is how you feel or how you sound. So, you then decide to film it as like, just Rambo throw him from side to side and possibly use a bat and or throw him down the stairs, depending on what they can prove. So Hulk smash him, and then, as he's actively crying out for help, kinda tell him to shh, and then haul your ass upstairs to pass out. Now, in the other scenario, you are not drunk and do all the aforementioned things. Ha ha ha. And then, quite stone cold sober as he's pleading for help, walk upstairs and fall asleep and leave him to surrender off the mortal coil. Or you are in some weird fugue state where you are both not drunk, can't drunk, will not drink, maybe sort of are drunk, uh, zombie like do all these things from a disassociative state. And you have gotten Beverly Lewis to come in and said Maria did it when Letitia Stalk was there on vacation. Now, this is what your lawyer has to work with. He is also failing to find a specialist who deals with domestic violence because both you and George were basically abusing each other. You are both belligerent drunks. These are the fact patterns he has to work with. So, no, he doesn't need many rigorous meetings to go over these fact patterns because this fact pattern sucks for you. I'm sorry. All you had to do, ma'am, was be the hell quiet and get a lawyer and or say it was a weird kinky smexy thing. But you said hide and seek and you videotaped it and you're a moron. But let's go. Let's continue. Until he is able to visit with me, his client of underlined over a year now, adding to soon to be 4 years. I have already or have been here already. Please see previous letter regarding all 6 of my attorneys. Ma'am, I'm pretty sure the judge is probably going to cite you as the reason he has to retire with an aneurysm. My innumerable attempts have been completely unsuccessful in any form of communication with Mr. Benkowitz via phone, letters, email, and voicemail attempted by an outside source. Can he get her for harassment? Asking for a friend. Because, I mean, look, if someone tried to call and or text me this much and they weren't Mr. Mo or anyone I know, I'm just saying I'd be taking out a PPO and I'd stay strapped because this is like crazy ex-girlfriend levels. What else can I do, Your Honor? It seems my only hope is for a court date, which I am included in, where my attorney's attendance is mandatory, and I can vie for his attention during the minutes beforehand while in courtroom. I'm sure all the allowed live cameras would provide footage of me doing so every time. I don't want to waste any more time and catch up in the courtroom. It's unfair and ridiculous. When can we have a real meeting? Well, ma'am, I understand that it's hard to have this lesson late in life, and, but if you are an insufferable "See you next Tuesday," don't no one want to meet with you for more than 5 minutes. So, you are in fact hindering your case. It he doesn't need to meet with you for 15 minutes every day to go over your pedantic note-taking of the 15th, 16th, 14th, 12th Amendment, to go over the history of Flanders Field and the flag and Christianity, because none of that is relevant to your case. Now, looking at your lawyer, he is about 18 bajillion years old. He's done been practicing law for longer than you've been a functional alcoholic, ma'am, and you're probably making him a functional alcoholic. So, possibly he knows what he's doing. I know for a control freak like you, this is, probably the scariest thing in your life, but could you possibly take it as a wake-up call and maybe change some of your behavior and stop being insufferable? Of course not, never mind. Continue, Sarah. I'm sure we will hear how you are the victim. Please enable progress, Judge Wayne C. Wooten, not hinder. Justice system means we have to work together. I've got the whole world incorrectly against me already. As stated by my investigator, we are at a loss without communication in any form with Mr. Bankowitz. Thank you for your invaluable time. I am grateful for your ethical awareness, fairness, understanding, perspective. Activate the inactivity, please, again, thank you. Actively seeking success in anything, Sarah Boone. Prison break investigation. Dear Jesus. Oh, Lord. How many letters, y'all? In the comments, do we think, like, she sent 15? How many nubbin pens did she break to how many investigators did she send letters to? Sarah Boone. Sarah, I have received your letter. I have made multiple attempts to contact your attorney, Mr. Bankowitz, since our meeting, but unfortunately have been unsuccessful. I'm not sure what's causing the issue. Mainly because he just does not want to be bothered about this issue. He's doing the best he can with what he has, and you bothering him is taking time away. I This is gonna be shocking, Sarah, but you are not the only client he has. Yeah, I know, shocking. Shock, shock, shock. So, he has other people that he is trying to, help. He's a public what we call a public defender. So, he has many, many people who are just as in need as you of getting, legal advice, and they are just as deserving, according to our Constitution, as you, Sarah Boone. So unlike your very selfish demeanor, they also deserve to have a lawyer. So he can't just, have 15-minute daily confabs with you. Sorry. I sent him an email requesting him to contact the jail so I can have access to visit you and proceed with mitigating process in person. Additionally, I've sent 2 text messages to his phone on June 1st, 2023, and again on June 6th, 2023, but received no response. Without a letter from the attorney sent to the jail, I'm unable to visit you in person at the jail. I'm at a loss until I can reestablish contact with Mr. Bankowitz. If you wish, you can write to me, and I will send a letter as soon as I am able to get in touch with him again. Mr. Bankowitz, sir, I plead with you, get a fake mustache. Get a Groucho Marx. Disguise kit. Go full Jim Belushi, Blues Brothers. Um, hide. Hide, sir. Go full fake tan. Uh, you know, I'm just saying, i- i- this has gone full on re-daggone ridiculous. I can't. I can't with this woman anymore. She has uh, my faith in humanity, people. My faith in humanity this Friday is just a little bit lowered. I am full on, giant asteroid for 2024, black plague for vice president. That's how this Friday is going. I will feel better tomorrow for Stab Your Day, I promise, but a full F deficit, and I'm sorry, this has all the cursey words in it. I will try to put a warning, but, or I might not. You guys know me at this point. It's just, for the love of all that is Cheetos and Doritos and the Snapples, this woman has obviously just never thought of anyone outside herself, not her child, not her husband, not George, no one, just not one person outside herself has this woman ever even factored into her thinking, and it the level of and God, I hate to use this word because it's used for, like, anyone I don't like anymore, but the level of narcissism, self-interest is just astonishing. But again, I am not like okay, I'm not diagnosing. I am not a doctor. Like Freud would have a field day with everyone, and everyone would have a field day with Freud. The man was a nut. But maybe he did have a point about the whole mom thing, because goodness knows we seem to get blamed for everything. Anyhoozle, have a wonderful weekend. I will be on, I believe, Finally Friday, having a well-deserved drink, but if I don't see you on Friday, I will be on Stabby Day, and then we will have sometime on Sunday, I will figure out when, we will have, Oh gosh, what did I call it? Cross, floss, and goss. Just kind of a wrap up gossip stream and kind of what I'm going to plan on doing this next week. I am not quite sure. I know I have a bunch of stuff that I am currently working on, but this is just a fun video that I thought I could do today. So I will see you all later. Like and subscribe, share if you want to, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.